What is up, everyone? It is Blue here. How is everyone doing today? So today is possibly one of the biggest days in the Sonic community right now, because Paramount Pictures officially just tweeted our first look at Sonic Movie 3, and they said off and running Sonic Movie 3 only in theaters December 2024. And honestly, this one picture alone, there is so much to go over, so let's just get into this. From this picture, we can definitely see Shadow, right? Obviously, this isn't like the actual CGI Shadow, this is just their mannequins that they use for Sonic 2. And that's how we found out that Knuckles was going to be part of Sonic 2, because of that one image that was floating around online. But for a movie prop, this is really detailed, because as you guys can see, Shadow's shoes look really nice. Like, they're not that plain white from the game Shadow, they are just more detailed. And I don't think Shadow had this much detail for his shoes at the end of Sonic 2, because they looked more like the game counterpart of Shadow. So obviously, I'm a big fan of it. If these actually turn into actual real crepes, then I'm copping them, because they look so clean. And then we can see his wrists as well. Like, obviously he has his, inhibitor rings for his wrists, his ankles as well as him having those, like, it looks like he has like leather gloves, just similar to like how Knuckles, but it looks more like, I don't know how to describe it, because it looks more shiny compared to Sonic's gloves, but like sort of like in between Knuckles, like not like full leather, but like a bit shiny. So maybe he has like some sort of leather gloves on him, but I'm a big fan of that as well. Obviously, they're not showing Shadow's head, because we already know what Shadow is going to look like if you guys saw the end of Sonic 2, so that's obviously out there right now. So this is nothing too crazy. We already know what Shadow's going to look like, but for what it is, they've definitely updated his design though, and I personally really like it. But the one thing I want to talk about is the fact that they are using the Sonic Adventure 2 logo, and that is just insane that they even decided to do that. Because as you guys know, this is going to be basically the Sonic Adventure movie, so it's a pretty big goddamn deal. And Sonic Adventure 2 is one of the most, if not the most beloved Sonic game in the entire Sonic community. And not just that, the general gaming audience and everyone around the world knows Sonic Adventure 2. And the fact that Sonic 3 is going to have this logo tied into it as well, I'm so happy that they are doing that. But yeah, I love this image. It gives us a little bit of an idea of how Shadow's going to be like. It gives us a bit of an idea of, like, how the whole movie is set as well. And I'm noticing in the background as well in this image, like, it looks like Shadow is at some sort of facility. So maybe he might be at the facility where he's awakened, or this could be the Ark, I don't know. But my main question is, right, how is this movie going to play out? Because we don't know if Jim Carrey's going to come back as Eggman yet. We don't know if Rouge is going to be in this movie. We don't even know if Amy's going to be in here either. So here's my predictions of how this movie is going to play out, right? I'm thinking what they should do is either they should basically strip all of the assets from Sonic Adventure 2 into Sonic 3, or they can have elements from the Shadow game and SA2 as well, and maybe make like some sort of hybrid film, pretty much. And I'm thinking what they should do is include Metal Sonic as the big bad for this movie, because if you guys remember that one Sonic Boom episode where Sonic and Shadow team up to fight Metal Sonic, that was like one of the most popular episodes of Sonic Boom ever. And to have Sonic and Shadow fighting Metal Sonic on the big screen, that alone will make history, in my opinion, because having two iconic characters, right, as well as like a very popular Sonic villain on the big screen at the same time, that alone would do millions. Or they can have the ending from Sonic Adventure 2 where Sonic and Shadow both go super and they fight whatever big threat is in the film. There's so many ideas I have of how Sonic 3 is going to play out. Like, I can't even say it because, like, again, you guys may know I stutter a lot when I do make these videos, and I take a lot of reshoots, and it's very annoying, and I can't be asked. But there's so much potential for Sonic 3 to be like the best video game movie of all time. Like, let's be real here. If they have iconic elements from Sonic Adventure 2 as well as the Shadow game, right? If they have iconic elements, like for example the city escape scene where Sonic comes out the helicopter and he takes a piece of the helicopter and goes down into the city, or the Faker scene as well where Sonic and Shadow first meet and they have that, I found you Faker line. And obviously they're gonna have Maria in the movie. Here's how I think they should handle Maria's situation. So As you guys obviously know, Maria has a disease called NIDS, right? Now, if you want to know what NIDS is, go look it up yourself. I'm thinking what they should do is either have her die from her disease, since Gunn raised the Ark and shuts it down, and because of that, Gerald can't look after her disease because she hasn't got any medical supplies or any treatments for her disease. So maybe they can kill her off like that. Or they can bite the bullet, literally, and have Gunn shoot Maria and her sacrificing herself to, you know, save Shadow. Maybe they could do that. And personally, I don't really see like any harm of a gun being in Sonic 3. Either Shadow uses it or G1 themselves use it to shoot Maria. Like, I don't really see any harm of it being in a kids movie because kids aren't stupid. They know what a gun is and what it can do. Like, they can have one scene where G1 surrounds Sonic and Shadow because they don't know, you know, like who's the right and who's wrong, and they could, you know, have one scene where Shadow takes out one of the G1 soldiers, he steals his gun and uses it on, like, you know, the rest of the G1 soldiers as well, and Sonic is like, you know, oh, why are you using a gun for? Don't use a gun, we have superpowers, just use that instead. That's not what heroes do. Like, you know, something like that, you know, where Shadow just uses a gun for like 2 seconds. That would be pretty funny. And another thing I want to talk about is who is gonna voice Shadow. Like, who is gonna voice this iconic character? Like, people have said on Twitter like they want Keanu Reeves to voice him, which I do see the potential in that. People are saying that they want Robert Pattinson to voice Shadow as well, which seems pretty cool. But personally, I want Jon Bernthal to voice Shadow because if you guys have seen The Walking Dead, he plays this character called Shane, right? If you get rid of his like his Western American accent in that show and you like pitch his voice down a tad bit more, he sounds identical to Jason Griffiths. Man, that's a tongue twister. Jason Griffiths. Oh my god, I can't even say it. Jason Griffiths Shadow's voice. If you apply all the stuff I said just now, he has the potential to be a pretty damn good voice for Shadow. But that's just how I personally see it. Again, we have to wait and see what they do for Sonic 3. But so far, from what I can see, this movie looks promising. And again, we are basically a year away from Sonic 3 being released. Like, it's going to come out next year on December 20th. So, again, there's so much that can happen in between a year from now. But that's just how I feel about it. Now, I want to know how you guys feel about this. What do you guys think about this first look at Shadow the Hedgehog? Are you guys excited for the third movie? Do you guys disagree with some stuff that I said? Please let me know down below because I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing, turning on the bell so you don't miss another video when I do eventually upload. If you want to keep up to date with me, then my Instagram and Twitter are both in the description below, so go check those out. And if you guys want to go and join the Discord server, the link is in my About page. Go join it because we have an amazing community over there and we would love to have you guys in, have a quick chat with people, make some new friends, and, you know, have a good time there. But that is it from me. Thank you all for watching today's video. I really do appreciate it and hope you guys have an amazing, wonderful day.